Hi, Bill Howatt, mental health, COVID-19. It's Friday, 2 weeks of being in social isolation. I have never done this before. This is the first for me. And the thing about it is that what I'm really paying attention to is the uh, keeping my physical distance from people. I am doing my daily walk, which is good for me, and getting my necessities with caution, more caution than I've ever had before. My rubber gloves, my protocols, making sure I stay away from people, my hand washing, all those little things is because one little mistake, not paying attention, could result in me touching one surface, touch my mouth, and all of a sudden I've contracted COVID-19 potentially. Now, when I say that, what comes to mind is the amount of energy this is taking from all of us. And today I want to kind of have a lighter conversation on talking about what we can do about charging our battery. So I have a cell phone. You all have a cell phone, and I know that your cell phone is the same as me, is when you plug it in, you're probably hoping that your phone will charge to 100% every day. Now, with us as human beings, there's little chance that we're going to all be charged 100% every day. And if we're paying attention to what's going on, there's really a bunch of interactions that are happening. So let's think about this for a minute. So we're like a battery. Picture a battery in your head. And if you could put a line through the center of the battery. And one side of the battery, we'll call it the home charge, home side of the battery. And the other side is your work charge. Now, things have happened this week at work that could be draining people's batteries. Everything from, fortunately, some people being furloughed, job loss, essential services, the challenge of going to work every day under these circumstances, people that are working from home, the non-essentials that are able to still work, the challenges and complexity of working remotely and getting to that can be draining battery, trying to get technology, trying to get on a conference call, trying to get bandwidth, trying to get our normal work done as we're all learning how to do it. All this could be drains. Now, what are the positives that are happening at home? You have those magic moments where you never got that surprise hug from your 3-year-old while you're on a conference call, or you had that, you get to have lunch with your family, which is you haven't ever had the chance to do that, or you're finding you're having more meal time and more talk time and more family time and more interaction, and you're getting to be able to actually sit down with your partner and look at them in the eyes and realize how much you actually love each other and how lucky you are to have each other and how blessed you are to be partners. Sometimes what we do in our lives is our lives are very busy. If there's anything that we can kind of take from this gives us an opportunity to slow down and count some of our blessings for what we have, because we have all kinds of things in our life, if we just look around, that are blessing. Like right now, as I'm talking to you, I have a fleet of birds outside my window that just came in the last week. They must have known I'm by myself and they sing to me. And I'm just actually getting a kick out of birds. And I have never really paid a whole lot of attention to birds, but now I'm kind of appreciating the little things. My point is, there's all kinds of things at home that could be charging our battery, and there are things that you could be sit down with your family and talk about what you can do versus the thinking that everything's in chaos. And it's because I'm hearing that from a lot of parents reaching out and saying, I'm not saying it's not hard. However, our frame of our mind, what we focus on, will expand. So this is weekend. What my challenge to you is to be focused on what you can do as a family to be charging your batteries. Where can you have some fun? Where you can do some connection? Where can you have some adventures in your own home? Where some story time, some things that you can do that you haven't done, or some authentic conversations that you haven't had for a while, and really work on connecting and reaching out and talking. And if you're alone, make some phone dates, make some video dates, reach out. There's all kinds of people to talk to. We just have to reach out. I had a wonderful conversation with a dear friend last night for an hour from Florida, and then I talking to me about his world, and I had another conversation with someone from Toronto, and then I had another conversation with someone else, and then finally I had another friend call me. I said, "Do you mind if we talk, save this date to Friday night, because I'm kind of my date card's full and I need to go to bed." And so try and have some fun with it. And then on the other side, work. One of the things I'm noticing is that potentially, I'm going to talk about this, but I'm getting the sense, and doing some readings on people with the work from home, they're actually working longer. One of my colleagues sent me a LinkedIn. I looked at it. I was saying approximately 3 hours more since this pandemic. People are working at home. That's going to drain people's batteries, but that's a part of the trying to relearn. There's a learning curve here, trying to figure out how to get from home, and there's this feeling that there's all this extra stuff to do. We're going to start to settle. We're going to get into another routine over the next little bit. So there's the weekends, and those of you that get to take off Friday, some of you will be working tonight, and some of you will be working the weekends, and that's just how your job is. But where you have some control and choice, let's look at what we can unplug from work for a bit into what we can do to kind of charge. And then I'd like you to sit down and consider reflecting on what are all the positives happened this week, the conversations you had, the accomplishments you had, the things that you figured out. We sometimes live our lives too much in the 98-2 theory. 98% of things are going really, really good. 2% aren't going so well, so we've hyper-focused on this too. Now, we're in an extraordinary time. So it may not be 98. It might be more, 80-20. There might be all kinds of things that we don't want going on right now. Of course there is. But let's pause for a minute and start thinking about potentially what kinds of things can start to charge your battery. And what I'd like you to do is realize that our battery gets charged two ways: by the micro decisions, the decisions we make, and by the situations we put ourselves in. This is where employers can really step up and help ensure they're paying attention to what they're doing with intention to the words and the calls and the reach outs to help their employees feel connected, psychologically safe, so that they can feel that people care about them. That can be a real big thing to charge their batteries as well. So my talk today, I'm going to be a little shorter because it's the end of the week. I know it's been a long 2 weeks. We'll be back on Monday to continue our conversation, and we'll continue to stay here as long as we can. I just wanted to keep it a little bit light, focus on what you can do to charge your battery more and where you can actually start removing some of the drains and start paying attention to things that you can focus on. And intention is important, because the more we pay attention to what's happening, the more we can feel we're in control. And that's a part of this challenge of moving through uncharted territory. The more we can feel and control what's happening, the more we'll make decisions that are best interest for us, the people we care about and work with, so that we can help charge our batteries. Because when our batteries charge, we'll have energy to help charge other people's battery. That's the point for today's talk. Have a good one. Have a safe weekend. Enjoy the people who care about you, and make sure you don't assume that no one cares. Talk, 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 talk. Hi, Bill Howatt here. Hopefully you're finding these videos of some value. If you'd like to share these, on the lower right of your video, there's an icon you can click. You can send it through your social media feeds. Join the Conference Board of Canada social media feed so we can keep you up to date. And if you have ideas, suggestions, please leave your comments so we can consider them. If you have things that you'd like us to speak to or talk to, I certainly will try to do all I can to help out. So with that, have a wonderful day.